now I want to welcome to stage AJ Thomas. AJ is like if you put like Beyonce, Steve Jobs in a really warm hug in a cocktail shaker and just shakes it all up. This is what you get. So AJ, come to the stage.
Thank you. Yeah, that was right on, Joe. Hi everyone. Great teams by design. We're going to use a modality of teams to help us tell this story today that I'll tell you in the form of you all here participating and also multimedia. That is not just slides. You all know already a little bit about my background, so I'm going to go right into why great teams by design is a really important thing for us to all be thinking about in this age of AI. All right. So, quickly, raise your hand or designated hand if you lead a team. Wow, that's fantastic. Raise your hand or designated hand if you are part of a team. All right, fantastic. Now, raise your hand if you're a designer. All right, we're going to work on that question because hopefully by the end of this, you're all raising your hands. Okay? Let's go ahead and cue this up. And we will have Captain America tell us a little bit.
Here come the pace, ladies! Let's go! Double time! Come on! Faster! Move! Squad, pull! That flag means we're only at the halfway point. First man to bring it to me gets a ride back with Agent Carter. Move! Come on, get up there! That's all you got! This army's in trouble! Get up there, Hawk! Come on, get up there! Nobody's got that flag in 17 years! Now fall back in the line! Come on, fall in! Let's go! Get back into formation! Rogers! I said fall in!
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. One of the greatest teams in the world, in the universe, is the Marvel Universe. And you all know who Captain America is, right? So why do I show you that? To tell you the story a little bit, if you saw all of those soldiers going up that flagpole, it's a little bit about that race to that top of the flagpole, which is who's going to be first in this game of AI, in generative AI, and all of these things. And everybody's piling on top of each other, trying to figure things out. Here's my skill. Here's my tool. Here are all the things. But then we have somebody who's probably that unlikely person that's observing, that's looking, that's trying to create service in a way that you might not even know, that might be silent, who might be on your team, and thinks and says, if the goal is to get the flag, there might be another way. And the hypothesis that I have around that I'd love to share, is that designing great teams is about mindsets. Most folks usually think, especially in the zeitgeist, in the people and talent space that we work in, that is about skill sets. How many of you have heard about skill-based hiring, skill-based capabilities, competencies? Mindsets are also important. We know that operationalizing great teams is about skill sets, but the power of them combined is equal parts the creation and the design of a great team. So my question to you is to think about what kind of mindsets are present in the teams that you're running today. What kind of mindset do you have in how you're leading your team today? And how do you power that with the execution of the builders that you have that have skills to make it happen? How do you become Captain America and remove those pins and capture that AI flag? Gonna drop a couple numbers because every great story has some numbers as well. And I will tell you that this study that Deloitte did around the talent and workforce effects in the age of AI, this was done in December of 2023, what I thought was particularly interesting, of the 1,900 AI early adopters in the 7 countries that they asked this question to, the top things that they looked at were how to integrate AI into their company's roles and functions, and data issues. Guess what's obvious? Yes, data issues, right? But however, how are you actually going to integrate this type of technology into your organization, into your roles, into your functions? It's not just the skill sets. Because also, translating AI projects with the business needs, being that translator to know what is it that we need to be looking at? What is it that we need to be paying attention to? What trends are actually happening? What questions are we not asking? What is the thing that is left unsaid? Helps you then translate and figure out what do you need to apply. And it is 50% of the most in-demand skills in what's going on today. Another thing I will leave you with, and this is an article that I wrote around high-performing teams versus a team of high performers. There is a difference. It's slightly nuanced, right? But I take a high-performing team every day. Because one of the principles that I've found in my study of teams, hiring teams, building teams, leading them, being a part of them, right, is that while content is king, you can read anything you want about AI and systems and teams and leaderships right now, context is actually power. Context requires you to touch your mindset so you can connect those skill sets. So, great teams by design are equal parts mindset and skill set. What are 3 things that you can do? Blend and distribute your teams. Your computer now deserves a new hire box. Just they're not in the new hire box, they're now part of your team. And create ways in which you can take these AI capabilities and build it into the day-to-day of what's happening in your teams. They are now a team member with an equal seat at the table. Challenge mindsets, not just skill sets of the people within your teams. Do that for yourselves. Again, I leave you with this question that you should ask tomorrow in a meeting that you're in where you're feeling particularly unsure. Unearth the insight of what is left unsaid. And then bridge the gap between your machine-driven insights, your data issues and pieces that we were just talking about, and also the human understanding within teams. Knowing that the top thing right now that's on people's minds that are early adopting this technology is about integrating it into their roles and functions, you have to then think about, how are we going to translate that? How are we going to lead the revolution through being that translator, that connector, the people that are going to be thinking about what is next, because we are not afraid enough to say we don't know. So, how many of you are designers? Yes, raise your hand or designated hand for that. And one more time, let's go. In this room, how many of you are designers? We better see some hands on welcome hanging up there. Hey, virtual folks. Fantastic. All right. Well, as with anything that's important there as well, we are going to have somebody else come up here that Joe will introduce, that will talk about the amazing ways in which we think about culture. Joe, another joke for you?
Thank you, AJ. I truly want to be you when I grow up.